We are on a journey to read and possibly understand the most popular sacred texts of all time. We're going to talk about these texts openly and honestly. If these books are important to you, that might hurt your feelings. That is not our intention, and we appreciate you watching and listening to our slow descent into madness.
Why does it hurt so bad? Why?
It's an old book. This is like one of the old books.
Yes. What makes you the book piece? That's not in the fucking book.
We're already on chapter 11 of Leviticus.
Dude, I love Leviticus because we haven't read it.
Oh, goddamn. Goddamn.
The law of clean animals.
So this is... I love this. I love it.
Wait.
I genuinely love this.
This is the law
I
of
genuinely
clean
love
animals?
this. Because it starts out with some of the things that everybody knows.
Okay.
I shouldn't say everybody because I know there are people that haven't read this book, but like kind of as a rule of thumb, most people know like Jews don't eat pork.
Yeah.
Right. So some of these rules, you know, like...
Well, you know you can't eat the meat of any hip.
Right, we know that.
Yeah,
yeah, but from the fucking.
Yeah, because God fucked a man.
Right. So hard that he dislocated his hip.
Yep. And now you can't eat hip bone.
Yeah.
So is this like that? Does God just fuck animals and go, can't eat that one, can't eat that one, can't eat that one?
That'd be so much better. But no, it's still good. I mean, it's literally just rules. So the first part is hooved animals. You can eat any animal with a split hoof that also chews cud. So like cows specifically is like the go-to. If it does not fulfill both of those, you can't eat it.
Okay.
So, like, pigs are the one that immediately come to mind because they have a split hoof, but they don't chew cud. So within
You keep saying cud like it's a word.
It is.
What is it?
Do you know how cows digest food?
Nope.
Okay, so cows have a 6-chamber stomach.
Okay.
And you know how cows are always chewing?
Yeah.
They chew something, they swallow it, they spit, they vomit it back up and chew it again. And then when they swallow it, makes it the second time. So cud is their chewing, is the vomit that they're chewing.
That's the only question I regret asking you on this show.
So yeah, that's what cud is.
Now you know too.
Now you know.
Hope you're cutting right now.
Yeah. Look up, get your phone out. This is good. No, this is a good one. This is good. This is fun.
This is a good one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know this animal existed. They're not allowed to eat the hyrax. The hyrax chews cud, but it doesn't have cloven or split hoofs. But
What's a hyrax?
just look it up. It's just fun. Like it's genuinely cool. Like it just makes me happy that animal exists.
A hyrax.
Hyrax.
I just spelled it phonetically. Hyra.
You might have put an I there. I'm trying to help.
That's a cool spelling.
Yeah.
Right? Guy. What's he doing? Look at him. What? Is that chubby little chipmunk up too? Well, it looks like a porcupine without the little quills.
Yeah.
What is... Oh, that's a good time.
It's just nice.
I don't want to eat those.
Yeah.
They seem like a lot of fun.
It's just a good thing.
They look like they make it sound like it was like...
Yes, they absolutely do. In the ocean, you are allowed to eat anything that has fins and scales.
So not sharks.
Correct. Not crabs.
Not dolphins.
Not dolphins.
I can't eat crabs?
No fin. It doesn't have fins and scales.
But it's so tasty.
I know.
They didn't have Old Bay back then, so
Exactly,
it's different.
yeah.
It's almost not even worth it. And it is a lot of work. I love a crab cake, but they're not having crab cakes.
Fuck no.
They don't even have hammers.
No.
Maybe they have some hammers, but they don't
Maybe,
have crab.
but not.
They gotta
You
make,
get the mini one. Yeah.
they gotta make the hammers for
Yeah.
it. Like,
Yeah.
That's,
It's a whole thing.
Okay, you know what? Change my mind. Don't eat those crabs. And you can eat salmon raw. You can
This
just
is the list of birds you're not allowed to eat because they're unclean. Eagles,
America.
vultures,
Spider-Man.
black vultures,
Racist.
red kites, any kind of black kite,
What?
any kind of raven, horned owls, screech owls, gulls, any kind of hawk, the little owl, the cormorant, the great owl, the white owl, the desert owl, the osprey, the stork, any kind of heron, and the bat.
Bat's not a bird. What? What? There's no what? Mine says bat too.
It's good.
What? The way mine words it is fun. The falcon, all kinds. The kite, the raven, all kinds. The ostrich, the nighthawk, the seagull, the hawk, all kinds. The owl, the cormorant,
Yeah.
the ibis, the marsh hen, the vulture, the stork, the heron, all kinds. The hoopoe.
The hoopoe?
The hoopoe.
The fuck is a hoopoe?
You think it's hoopoe? Hoopoe. How would you say that?
No, I'm saying like I literally don't have that written down.
I got hoopoe. Can't eat hoopos either. And of course, don't forget the bat.
The bat.
Which is a bird.
The well-known bird.
That's a bird.
The bat.
There's a bird on your
I
shirt.
didn't even do that on purpose.
The hoopoe. What does a hoopoe look like? I like hyrax. Hyrax are a new thing I enjoy.
Yeah.
What is a hoopoe? Oh, I've seen that thing before. Is that a...
Bats aren't birds either, so I wouldn't worry about it.
It looks kind of like a woodpecker.
Was he? Oh, those are cool. I wouldn't want to eat that.
No, and it looks very...
But seriously, all joking aside, what is it with this fucking book and birds?
It doesn't think birds are animals, and it thinks bats are birds.
And it's also just obsessed with 7 pairs of every kind of bird on the goddamn ark. Remember that shit?
And it does make a whole list.
A whole list of, but like, I think the person that wrote this just named birds first and wanted to make sure everybody knew the names of birds.
Really was just loved birds.
Yeah.
Because like you said before, it was like you can... In the ocean, it didn't list all the kinds of fish.
It just
you
said
could
fins and scales.
eat. Fins and scales.
Yeah.
Chew and cut.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to
Birds. Bitch, you better get this thing's first and last name.
this dude also like... This dude must have loved birds.
Yeah,
Because he
that's what
doesn't
I'm
want you to eat all the coolest birds.
Right.
Because I didn't know what a hoopoe was. Look it up. Pretty rad.
Pretty dope.
Bats, not a bird. Also pretty
So
rad.
cool.
Like pelicans are super cool. I bet he saw that one. What? No. That's awesome. I like that bird. Don't eat that bird. No one can eat a hawk. Oh, what about a nighthawk? I said all kinds. No. What about no one eat any of the osprey? Or seagulls? I mean, seagulls.
You are not allowed to eat flying insects that walk on all fours. Except locusts, katydids, crickets, and grasshoppers.
What does that leave left?
A series of other insects that also don't have 4 legs. You're telling me that God doesn't know how many legs a cricket has?
Yeah, it's 6 legs, right?
Yeah. This says walks on all 4.
Walks on 4. I think that's what I was trying to say. Was just like, what does that leave? Because I don't know any insects that have 4 legs.
Do you know why? Because I'm pretty sure insect literally means 6-legged.
Because that's sect. That's 6, right?
Pretty sure.
Sept is 7.
Yep.
I know that. No, it's hex. Hex is 6.
Well, either way.
Wait, so... Okay, let's... So... What, like, honest to God, what would that leave left? Insect that flies and walks on 4 legs. That doesn't...
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist,
Yeah.
right?
No.
That's not a thing.
Nope.
This is the moment that your devil's advocate of a girlfriend tried to help you write a better show was just like, no,
I'm out.
this is just wrong.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I do get it.
Yeah.
You were telling. I was excited
Yeah.
to see this moment, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's not bad or offensive. It's just
It's just a glaring mistake.
yeah. And I have 4 Bibles in this Bible, and they all say 4 legs.
If you touch any of the carcasses of the unclean animals, you will be unclean until evening.
Okay. Weird.
It's 12 hours.
Just
Yeah.
took a long rest and you'll be fine.
If you pick up the carcass of anything unclean, you have to wash your clothes and you will be unclean till evening. Of the animals that move along the ground, you may not eat weasels, rats, any kind of great lizard, the gecko, monitor lizards, wall lizards, and skinks, and chameleons. If one of these dies and falls onto an item, that item is unclean. You have to put that thing in water until nighttime. Then it's clean. If one falls into a clay pot, everything in the pot is unclean. You have to break the pot. Anything that their carcass falls onto is unclean, unless it's a spring, cistern, or unplanted seeds. Don't be unclean, I'm God. Who is God? Egypt, I'm God.
I'm not even going to check that. That sounds exactly right.
Sounds like what would happen.
I actually kind of like all this stuff because it is just rules.
Municipal codes.
And, I mean, people are disgusting and have been gross. I mean, in the fucking, like, what, 16 and 1700s, like, long after this was even established, people were still shitting and drinking out of the same bucket.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, the fact that they were trying to nail it down, like, and they're obviously getting it wrong. Like, what they're trying to do is, like, hey, this dead carcass has diseases on it, so you have to put whatever it touches in water, and then it's clean. It's like, God, you're so close. You're so close.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so close. But then if it falls in the spring, that spring is still clean. It's like, no, it's not.
But do you know why, though? I mean, like, functionally, if you think about it.
No.
Because if your entire cistern gets poisoned, or like you scare people away from that, you're just out of drinking water. So they have to essentially just excuse that, because otherwise you're out of water. You just have no water.
That makes sense.
You know?
I can get behind that. Yeah.
My favorite, like when I was reading this the other night, just the number of things like, well, if it falls off this, and like, how many fucking geckos are falling off your ceiling dead onto random shit? Like, how many times did that happen before they're like, we got to make a rule, man? And how long was it sitting there?
I bet you it's the kind of thing where, you know, have to go to a pool and it's like, no throwing your shorts at the lifeguards. Like, they made a whole sign for that. That means someone definitely did it. I bet you there was like someone in the town where like the pot maker would just like sell, like had a bunch of pots and they would just sell them. And it's like, hey, give me 4 sandals. I'll give you 1 pot. And you get the pot and it's just got a gecko in it. And you go to the guy and say, hey, what do I do about this? Hey, just get that gecko out of there. It's good to go. And then they get sick. And like, dude, you sold me a bad pot because it had a gecko in it. And it got my whole family sick. We tried to drink the water and we all got sick. So that's the easiest, like the quickest way to get that rule out of there is like, well, if a gecko falls in a pot, you gotta break that pot. He's just like, what? That feels a little targeted, okay? Like, I'm the only pot guy. I'm making all the pots. Where else are you gonna get the pots from?
Now you get to make more pots.
But I don't. But like, they cost money to make.
Well, you're making sandals out of it, so.
I don't need all these sandals.
Well, this is our economy, so.
Maybe we should write an economy page.
We'll get there, but first it's important for you to know that a lady is unclean for 7 days after giving birth.
That is important.
Just as she is unclean during her period.
Well, duh. Okay.
You have to circumcise the baby on the 8th day, and then you can purify the woman 33 days after that.
How do you purify a woman?
Just put her in some water.
Just get her wet.
No, you do well, there's 2 things.
Dunk a bitch.
you actually do that.
Oh, God.
So this is the whole clean and unclean, holy and unholy thing.
Okay.
You physically clean her by washing her, but then she has to take a lamb to the priest who makes a sacrifice on her behalf, which then cleanses her like being.
Okay.
So there's.
If this was real, this makes sense.
Right. So that's why this is kind of fun because you're just like, okay.
I can live in this world.
Yeah, it's not great, but
not
it's
awesome.
not terrible.
It really is just like a weird.
God just isn't here for a minute. It's great.
Yeah, this is
You
nice.
know?
This is just people doing their shit.
The Bible's fine when God's not in it.
It really, like, I'm not mad at all. This is just a lot of fun. This is basically just like an overview. It feels like I'm watching like a Sims village.
Yeah.
That
So-
just has weird rules.
This is just another weird rule. If the baby is a girl, the lady's unclean for 2 weeks, and they have to wait 60 days before they can cleanse the lady.
That's weird.
2 vaginas.
I feel like so often we stumble upon actual conversations that happen.
I know.
Wait, she's doubly unclean? Yeah, that seems weird. 2 vaginas. Oh!
I can't believe I didn't think of that.
Dude, that's on me. I didn't think about the double vagina.
Right, but that's why there's 2 of us.
Yeah.
So we can do this together.
I like the system we got.
It's good.
How do you feel about leaven bread?
I hate it.
My God! I'm gonna put it in the book any chance I get.
Oh, yeah.
Every time. There's yeast in this bread. Woo!
Burn the whole village down.
Yeah, starting with the yeast. Did you know yeast is flammable?
No.
I made that up, but it will be. You set it on fire, it's flammable, you know?
Oh, God damn it. Chapter 13.
Dude, we are just crazy.
Flying through this bitch. It's very... It has maybe my second favorite thing in this episode. Mm-hmm. But also a lot of unnecessary stuff. It's literally 2 pages of... So the priest is everything. The priest is the doctor. The priest is the priest. The priest is everything on the planet.
Okay.
So in 13... felt like...
You missing a page?
Maybe not. In 13, it goes into detail, essentially describing infections of any kind. Like, I mean, even if it's something as small as just like an ingrown hair that like kind of gets red and irritated, it keeps describing like if the skin is shiny and it's yellow, then it's an unclean, what's it called? A defiling disease. And you're unclean, and it goes through the whole essentially what you have to do is you separate the person from the village for 7 days, you check on it. If it's not getting any worse, you give it 7 more days. If it's dealt with, then you sacrifice a lamb and you move on. Like it's but it does that for 2 pay, like everything you can imagine that would have an external representation, like boils or ingrown hairs or scars or cuts, or like, I mean, 2 full pages of just describing what those things look like.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is. If a man is bruised in some way,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
I mean, it's everything. If a man's hair is gone, it's like,
Yeah.
that's oh wow.
Yeah.
They really get into fucking everything.
Yeah. So those are all considered defiling diseases. They make you unclean. If you have a defiling disease.
I do. I'm sorry, but 1340 is really good. If a man's hair is gone, this does not make him a leper, even though he is bald. And that is the first exclamation mark I've seen in my Bible.
Don't read farther ahead because I want to get you with something.
Okay, all right.
Pretty good. If you have a defiling disease, you have to wear torn clothes. You have to let your hair be unkempt.
Check.
You have to cover the lower part of your face. And scream, unclean, unclean.
I'm sorry, could you read that all again? I want to hear it all again. I want to hear it again.
If you have a defiling disease, you have to wear torn clothes. Let your hair be unkempt. Cover the lower part of your face. And scream, unclean, unclean.
Oh, that is amazing.
Yeah.
That is, wow.
As long as you have the quote-unquote disease, you have to live alone outside of the camp.
Guys, I'm getting sick. Well, do you have your disheveled clothes? Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to put them on in a little bit. How have you been keeping up with your hair? I got to let it go for like a day or two. And then, and then once I'm like, my hair looks bad, then I'm going to go do the whole, unclean.
Right.
But like right now, I still got to wait.
Right.
And I don't know if I'm feeling kind of different. So I'm going to just wear the clothes for now.
See where
just
it
to
goes.
give people a heads up.
Right.
And then, once my hair is the big, oh shit, is he getting sick? And then I'll just go outside and be unclean. And then I'll go to the, timeout tent.
Right.
And I'll stay there for about a week and you guys just...
so you come check on you. Yeah.
So I can't get over it. But 1340, even back then, men were obsessed about going bald.
Yeah.
I love it that people just don't change. If a man's hair is gone, this does not make him a leper. Even though he's bald, if the hair is gone from the front part of his head, he simply has a bald forehead. But this is not leprosy.
It's fine.
However, if in the baldness there is a reddish white spot, it may be leprosy. In that case, the priest shall examine him, and if there is a reddish white lump that looks like leprosy, then he is a leper. the priest must pronounce him as such.
Yeah.
But if a man's bald, that doesn't make him a leper. He's not a bad
No,
guy. Okay?
let's not jump to conclusions.
He's just bald. Stop making fun of him. And like, it's not funny to say I have a 5 head instead of a 4 head. Like,
it's pretty funny.
Instead of a receding. No, it's not. It's not. It's
see, the thing is, you're a little close to it. I understand that, but if you
It's
were on
just-
our side, you would. It's funny.
I don't think it would be. I think it's just mean.
I think
I'm
that
not going bald. My hair. It's
deep.
just,
Coming down with some leprosy.
I'm going bald. It's not
Leprosy.
Bald.
Leprosy.
I'm bald.
Leprosy.
I'm a bald man. I'm a bald. I just don't have any hair. My hair's going back.
Leper.
Do you see any red, white lumps?
I feel like I do.
I'm clean. I'm clean. I'm gonna go to the tent first, and then once I don't have leprosy, I'm gonna come back. All right.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. It should be a couple weeks.
Unclean, unclean. It's only 1 week. What do you mean a couple weeks?
Well, because we check on you. It's 2 weeks. You go, yeah.
Unclean, unclean.
Yeah.
You know what we could do? Unclean. He's unclean too. He's coming with me.
Shit. He touched. God damn it.
Victory for the leper. I mean, bald
If you
man.
find mold,
Just
same
anyway.
process. You get the priest. They come and look at it. They give it a week. If it looks the same, they give it another week. It's probably fine. If after the first week it gets worse, then you tear the house down.
It's not different than how
No,
we do it now.
seriously.
That's really
No.
not. We just pay a lot more money for
The
it.
only difference is a priest instead of, like I said, the priest is everything in this fucking
He's
society.
the handyman.
Yeah.
He's the doctor. He's the lawyer. He's also the judge and the jury.
Yeah.
Not the executioner.
Correct. That's God.
Yet.
So
Gotten to any murder law.
I'm pretty sure I told you that the other thing that was my favorite was my second favorite thing. Mm-hmm. This is my favorite thing.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Once a person's done their 2-week stint out in the unclean place,
Unclean.
yeah, you have to cleanse them. Mm-hmm. It's a 2-step process.
Okay.
The second step of the process is sacrifice. You take a lamb. I think it's a lamb and a dove.
Okay.
And you go, and they sacrifice for them, and you're clean. The first half of the process is you take 2 live, clean birds, some cedar wood, some scarlet yarn, and some hyssop, which is it's a relative of the mint plant.
Okay. I want same with the crevasse thing from before. I want all of these things just put on a table, like a how-to YouTube video.
Yeah.
What you're gonna need is some mint, some yarn, 2 birds, and a piece of wood. What do you think's gonna happen? Like a little clock. Tick, 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 tick.
So you're going to get a pot of water.
Okay.
You are going to take one of the birds, kill it over that pot of water.
Kind of saw that coming.
Then you're going to take your nice little bundle of live bird, yarn, wood, and hyssop. You're going to dip all of that into the
Wait. No, you gotta back up. Wait. So, water. Dead bird.
Yeah.
Do you put it in the water?
Would you dump the blood in the water?
So just the bird.
Kill it
juice.
over the- yeah.
Kill it. You
Yeah.
kill it. You break an egg, which is now a live
Right,
bird.
yeah.
Get all that egg yolk, which is bird blood, into the pot. You throw away your egg, which was a live bird at one point.
Yeah.
Done with that.
Yeah.
Take live bird
And all the other stuff.
and you tie it together.
It doesn't say tie it, but I'm not really sure how else you would do it.
Right. And what's the point of the yarn? You
Probably did tie together.
Yeah.
Realistically.
So you take the bird
Your bird bundle.
and your stick and your cousin of the mint plant.
Yeah.
Tie him, and then you
Quick dip.
the bird's still alive.
Yeah, obviously.
Tied to other things, and you dip
Quick
it
dip.
in the bird blood and water.
And then you sprinkle it 7 times on the person. And then you release the bird in a field.
I'm very happy I didn't say what I was going to say before you said all that, which was talking about the YouTube video. Like, you know, it'd be fun is if one day we just did what it said in the Bible. Is like, this is let's okay. You want to get into fucking Judaism or Christianity? Let's fucking do it. We're gonna literally do something like this, and I don't want to do any of that. Mm-hmm. We could do it with fake birds. Mm-hmm. We could get like plushy birds, and then just like pour some ketchup in a thing, and then take a plushy bird tied to a piece of wood and a mint leaf.
We could do that.
I don't want to. I'd rather do that than kill a live bird.
Well, yeah.
Tie another live bird to sprinkle it on someone. You're clean now. Fly, bird. Everything is okay. What is okay after all of that?
Also, that's the same process for cleansing a moldy house.
My dude. No, it is not. Well, we could tear the house down. Oh, but we live here. We have to build a new house. Or you could just take a couple birds and sprinkle their blood on it. Let's do that one. And if that
no. So this whole process assumes that the person has been cured of their disease, like it was a boil or whatever, and it passed. Same thing with the mold. If you find mold in the house and you let it sit, and the mold doesn't spread, you still have to cleanse it.
You gotta clean it. Okay, yeah.
And also, I apologize. We have to go back in time a little bit. There is one thing that happened in the sacrifices that I meant to write down, but I skimmed over it because of the chart. Mm-hmm. But most of the sacrifices, I was going to say, are normal.
Normal in the
reasonable within the context of this book.
You can understand it, but you gotta jump through some hoops.
Well, even beyond that, just like it sounds like what you would expect this book to ask of you. Like
at the time,
yeah, you take the organs out,
and if you believe this stuff, and
if you sacrifice a bird, specifically, the priest tears the head off the bird, dumps the blood on the altar, tears out all the feathers, throws them on the ground, uses the wings to tear the bird in half, but not all the way in half, and then burns it.
That sounds like the dude who liked the birds a lot
got in a fight
with the dude who got sick of his shit. Just sick. Fed up and was like, you know what? Well, we can't sacrifice birds. It's like, can we though? I mean, that we have to sacrifice at least one bird. Okay, yeah, we have to sacrifice one bird. I guess we'll give up one bird. I really like birds, but we can give up one bird. How do you want to go about the sacrifice?
So, I feel like most sacrifices, right? They're pretty specific, right? I mean, it's painless for the animal. It's not.
Well, you got to just kill them, and then you put the organs here, that there, and you burn them.
Right. So I'm thinking for the birds, we could tear their head off while they're still alive.
Whoa.
And then just dump all the blood all over the altar. Because normally, like, we spread it, but I just want it to be messy and gross and disrespectful. And then I'm going to tear the feathers
you don't have to demonstrate
out
it
of
with
the bird
right now.
I'm just going to one feather at a fucking time. And I'm going to toss those bitches on the ground. No. They don't even go anywhere special. They just go on the fucking ground wherever I fucking feel like. Just throw them on the ground. And then I'm going to use the wings like nature's handles to tear the bird in half.
I just feel like
the bird is nature's Ziploc, is what I'm trying to say.
Did I do something wrong?
So much.
To you? Like what? I just like birds.
I had to hear about it for 3 fucking days.
Well, I had to make sure that we got all the bird stuff in there.
We got more than enough bird stuff in there.
I just wanted to make sure.
I missed the birth of my son while you were listing birds.
But this book's important. It's going to be important to a lot of people. Listen. No, but
there's a 10% chance this one doesn't die, okay? Would have been nice to be there for the birth of him.
I just...
But we had to say no herons.
We did. Herons are super cool.
Herons are bullshit,
like
and you're
tall,
bullshit.
And they have a long beak, and they're like, wah, wah. They're different from most birds.
I'm going to shove you into the tent and make God set you on fire.
A very sensual bird. Oh God, they're beautiful and majestic and gorgeous and just so sexy. I mean, okay, it's time to get clean. I'm fucking birds.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Fucking every bird.
I just feel like you made it so weird for everybody.
Oh, but me not fucking birds is weird.
Well, it's
Like,
weird still, but the way, like, you're not covering it up, right? Like, you just
Not at all.
own it.
Pretty much just saying it without saying it. I fuck birds.
He fucks birds.
I'm fucking them.
We fuck birds.
We fuck birds here on this show.
Yep.
So if you don't like that, that is the right response.
And actually, leading very well into chapter 15, when you jizz, you must bathe, and you are unclean till evening. If you jizz in, on, or around a lady, she is also unclean and has to bathe.
On or around?
I mean, it's not specific. So it basically just says if you fuck and there's jizz involved, then the lady's unclean. If any clothing or leather gets jizz on it,
It's fucking long.
it is.
It's all about lepers.
Yeah.
We don't really have those anymore, so I'm just gonna. Good thing you did. Good idea in skipping that. What about the jizz though?
Jizz makes you unclean, but just till evening.
Where's that 15:1?
Yeah, kind of. Well, the first half of 15 is. Beat me to it.
I'm a child. The Lord told Moses and Aaron to give the people of Israel these further instructions. Okay, now imagine Moses and Aaron, right? Moses, stage fright, puking in the back, shaking, crying a little bit.
Two of Aaron's sons just got set on fire.
Like a day ago.
Yeah.
Like, still warm. Still smoking
Extra warm because of the fire.
Because of the fire.
Yeah.
Crispy.
Yeah.
And then Aaron is just kind of standing in front of Moses, like a list. And this is what it says. Hey guys, it's me, Aaron. You know, just checking up on you. Me and Moses just talked to the Lord, and these are the instructions verbatim.
We've been waiting to hear I feel like we got the first half.
I have. Here we go. Any man who has a genital discharge.
I knew you were gonna say it.
Okay, stop laughing, okay, guys? Like, we all have genital discharges. It's nothing really to laugh at, okay? Listen, hey, in the back there, I see you, and you're laughing, and it's not funny, okay? This is a serious matter. We're talking about the laws from the Lord.
It's kind of funny.
Any man who has a genital discharge is ceremonially defiled. This applies not only while the discharge is active, but also for a time after it heals.
Well, yeah, they're talking about like STDs and shit.
Oh.
Yeah, the first half of it's STDs, the second half of it's the years.
Any bed he lies on and anything he sits on is contaminated.
Yeah.
So anyone touching the man's bed is ceremonially. I'm not saying that right. I'm not going to.
Ceremonially.
Ceremonially.
Yeah, there you go.
That was right. Defiled until evening, he must wash his clothes and bathe himself.
What is it with this guy? Like, it's the floor is lava. It's just it's all nighttime.
Just not we good.
When the sun goes down, God can't see the dirty anymore.
Yeah, so he
forgets that it was there.
That sounds very accurate. Like that just sounds like nope, can't see anything. It's clean.
Does sound.
It sounds like God.
100% accurate.
That sounds like God. Yeah. I feel like this is probably it. Like it says, Lord told Moses and Aaron, but I feel like Lord just said, if you have a genital discharge, then you're just unclean. And they go, until when? And then God's just like,
fuck, no nighttime.
I'm just not. How about you shut the fuck up? And they're like, how does nighttime sound, God?
Yeah, fine.
Because you can't see at night, right? So it must be clean if you can't see the dirt. Moses, meanwhile, what he said, I agree with him, and because he's strong and I like Harry, he's my brother, he's a good guy. Are you gonna be mad and hurt us again?
So much. Lady's unclean for 7 days after her period.
They already said that.
Say it again. Just clarifying. Ladies are dirty. A lot. God says to be super sure that everyone is clean all the time or he'll kill them because his house is near their houses and he doesn't want to live in a shitty neighborhood.
He does not like his friends.
He does not. This has been
Whenever a man's semen goes out from him, he shall take a complete bath and be unclean until the evening. Any clothing or bedding the semen spills on must be washed and remain ceremonially defiled until evening. After sexual intercourse, nice, the woman as well as the man must bathe, also nice, and they are ceremonially defiled until the next evening. Cool. A man having sexual intercourse with, drum roll, her during this time in the ceremony.
Oh yeah, you're extra dirty. You're also dirty for 7 days if you bang a lady on her period.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
That's my fave.
You're a weird person.
Yeah. This is so weird.
I know.
I know. The menstrual flow continues after the normal time or at some irregular time during the month, the same rule applies. Yep. As indicated above.
But in all seriousness, like, I'm in no way, shape, or form trying to apologize for the Bible, but blood is something that generally tends to be something that's easily, or it's a contaminant.
Yeah.
So it makes sense, like, if you don't know why that's happening, it makes sense to be like, well, if blood's happening, then we need to be careful.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
It's just crazy.
But this book has already been sexist before. So
yeah.
This was like the first thing I mentioned where you could excuse it. And that is excusable.
Yeah.
Like if you like the way you put it like that, like in that context.
But yeah, just
sure. But you already also said the thing with like a lady giving birth to a baby girl is doubly unclean.
Well, yeah, 2 vaginas.
2 vaginas. Simple enough. Oh man, this is like a part I actually kind of want to read word for word. It's just like it's just weird to like see the Bible be like this official.
Yeah,
and like have official
it's
text.
like technical.
And be like it says as indicated above. Like that's an email. Like that's a corporate email. And it's just if this happens, then you follow the rule as per my previous email. And it's this is great. Like this is Leviticus is fun.
It is
mostly because we're not reading it.
Right.
We are on 16 already, and we're just zooming. On the 8th day, she shall take 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons and bring them to the priest at the entrance of the tabernacle, and the priest shall offer one for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering, and make atonement for her before the Lord for her menstrual defilement. Ugh, that's defilement.
That's a rough.
Yeah, it's not a good verbiage.
It's not. But that's what I'm saying. Defile doesn't really mean.
Right. Okay. We're talking about translating.
Yeah, take it to mean. It's just unclean.
Yeah.
Which is. Yeah.
In this way you shall cleanse the people of Israel from the defilement, lest they die. I mean, that's, again, like you said, with blood. I mean, someone has AIDS, it just fucking passes. Like, this, then, is the law for the man who is defiled by a genital disease or by a seminal emission.
That's the crazy thing to me, too, is that, like, an actual dick disease is the same as jizzing to this book.
They're both unclean.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have the category, you only have 4 categories.
Right. Clean,
really
unclean, holy. Yeah.
So,
it's not a holy act. We know that.
Oh, it could be pretty holy. You know what I'm saying?
I hate you.
Because it goes in a hole.
I hate you so much. This has been genital discharge on the choir.
Going in the hole now, holy act before you, having sex with
new episodes when we feel like it.
Hole. Whenever we want. This is the Bible.
Hopefully, relatively frequently.
This is.
Give us money.
Unclean but holy, which I don't know if there's a combination of that.
Yeah, there is.
You could do that. Yeah. You could combine those things.
I think so.
Is it weird about that? I love this.
I'll put it. I'll send it.